So, Namaste everyone. I'm Rameshri. Welcome to my channel Ashwin's Astrology. So, as I mentioned in the previous video, in the shorts actually, so I'm gonna go live today to make everyone understand that how a horoscope is prepared. That is how an horoscope is calculated. So, I hope you like this video. So, ಕುಂಡಲಿಯನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ತಯಾರಿಸೋದು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಅಥವಾ ಹೇಗೆ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಬರ್ತ್, ಟೈಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಬರ್ತ್, ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬರ್ತ್, ಈ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಂಡ್ಲಿಯನ್ನ ಅವನ ಹೊರಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಹೌ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್. So I have taken a very sample kundli and based on the two items which we have, which is most important, that is Indian ephemeris, which I had already shared in the previous short which I had given, and also based on the table of ascendants, both of them which are very much important. So using this I'll be actually showing how to prepare the horoscope, that is how to prepare the kundli. So ಈ ಕುಂಡ್ಲಿ ತಯಾರಿಸುವಂತಹ ವಿಧಾನವನ್ನ ನಾನು ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. So I'll be communicating both in Kannada as well as in English so that our audience is actually aware of. So I hope ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದ್ರೆ, if you have any questions, you can actually mention it in the top chat, I mean in the chat box actually. So as and when I'm able to see, I'll definitely reply to your doubts or queries. So now let's start proceeding with the starting steps of it. So to actually prepare any horoscope, firstly we need to have three details, that is date of birth, time of birth, as well as place of birth. So when we have all these three details, date of birth, time of birth, and place of birth, which it becomes a bit easier to because these are the main ingredients a person should have before proceeding with the calculation of the horoscope. So now let me see. Now let me take up a sample data for which I have already prepared a template and all, with which we can actually make use of it. So now coming here, so I'll just share my screen. So just yeah, the entire screen I have to share. So yes, so I have the format here and I have chosen one place and the data here. So I'll just erase for which I had already calculated just for my purpose. So here, so I have already prepared a template which can actually be a very great use for us. So coming here, so I will take one simple one as I mentioned. So as I have the ephemeris of 2020, I'll choose a date in 2020 year, which can actually show us like how easily we can calculate. I have taken a very simple example here. So it will be for an Indian born and from the year 2020. So from the year 2020, the date I have chosen or the date of birth I have chosen is April 25, 2020. So suppose let's assume that a baby is born on 25th of April 2020, whose horoscope we have to prepare, and the time is around 17 hours IST. So it can be any other place or which you can actually like to do. It's the same method. Little bit of differences would be there, which I will actually mention through the course of the time. So time of birth is 17 hours and place of birth I am taking as Bengaluru. Okay, and these three will be the given data for us. So as you can see here, I have coated each and every cell with different colors, and these three cells are actually the data given. So we'll have only these three data. So these three data is what I have considered: date of birth, time of birth, as well as place of birth. Now let's proceed to the actual calculation. So the whole calculation of the horoscope we actually divide into two parts. That is, first is ascendant calculation and the other one is the planetary calculation. That is, first we need to find out what is the main point, that is the lagna or the focal point or the rising horizon. So once we get to know what is lagna or rising horizon, it becomes a bit easier for us to understand how lagna like what is the starting point, and then we can place the planets also. So first, in the first part, we'll focus on the lagna calculation or ascendant calculation. Then we'll proceed with the planetary calculations as well. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ಇದು ಇಡೀ ಹೊರಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ನಾನು 2 ಭಾಗವಾಗಿ ವಿಂಗಡಿಸಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಒಂದು ಲಗ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಗ್ರಹಗಳ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್, ಅದರ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರಹಗಳ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ನಾನು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ಬಿ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ದ ಲಗ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಲಗ್ನವನ್ನ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯೋದು ಹೇಗೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ವಿಧಾನವನ್ನ ನನಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಈ 3 ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಒಂದು ಜನ್ಮ ದಿನಾಂಕ, ಜನ್ಮ ಸಮಯ ಮತ್ತು ಜನ್ಮ ಸ್ಥಳ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏಪ್ರಿಲ್ 25, 2020 ಇಸ್ವಿ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಟೈಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಸಂಜೆ 5 ಗಂಟೆ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಅಥವಾ ಜನ್ಮಸ್ಥಳ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಸೊ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಎಫಿಮರಿಸ್ 2020 ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾನು 2020 ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ದಿನಾನ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಅ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ಹೊರಸ್ಕೋಪ್. ನಾ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋ ಕುಂಡ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಈ ಸೆಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2020 ಇಸ್ವಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ದಟ್ 25th April 2020 and this is the details. Now I will make use of these 2 items and I'll fill the other details. ಸೊ ಈ 2 ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳಿಂದ ನಾನು ಬೇರೆ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ನ ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫಾಲೋ ದಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಮೀ. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಸಿ ಆಲ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಅ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಕಲರ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲೂ ಕಲರ್ ಇದೆ, ಲೈಟ್ ಬ್ಲೂ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದೀಸ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಎಫಿಮೆರಿಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ದೀಸ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಆರೆಂಜ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ನೌ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಸಿ ಫಾರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರೆಫರ್ ಟು ದ Indian ephemeris. So usually we prefer Lahari Indian ephemeris, but if you have any other set of ephemeris, that is also possible. So in ephemeris we will have a place where we will have the lat and long for all the cities or possible nearest known city or known place. Suppose now I am taking directly a metro city like Bengaluru, which will be available. If you are born somewhere which is little bit interior place, then also you can get that, or any nearest town area or a city center that you can actually consider here. Or if you can get the direct lat and log in degree, minutes, seconds. So in Google ali, if you can go and type in Google that I want latitude and longitude of so and so place in DMS format, then you will get the lat and long also, and with the direction north, east, south, west, whatever it is, you will get in the direction. So I have taken ephemeris only because Bengaluru is a direct metro city. So if I go here for lat and long for Bangalore, so I get it that has 12 degree 58 minutes north and 77 degree 36 minutes. So I have to write here as 12 degree 58 minutes. So I'll make use of the degree symbol which we have here. 12 degree 58 minutes. Okay, then it is the north. Then 77 degree 36 minutes. So this is the lat and long of Bengaluru. So 12 degree 58 minutes north and 77 degree 36 minutes east is the longitude. So after noting these 2 steps, next we will proceed with the other details. So we have the next here as LMT correction, that is local mean time correction. So for our India, we have only one standard time, that is Ujjain's standard time, or which will come under 82 degree. So 82 degree, then it is 30 minutes. So this is the standard time of our India's. So if we see from there, it is 77 degree 36 minutes. So it is to the east of it. So because it is to the east of it, we need to know that how much amount of time we are lagging behind it. So to know this, we'll have the LMT correction, which is a ready data available in the ephemeris. So we don't have to manually calculate it, but there is a method of manual calculation also for it, but we don't have to do that. So here we have it as 19 minutes 36 seconds. So for the LMT correction timing with respect to the India standard time for Bengaluru is which is because this is with respect to place, longitude, and it is not anywhere related to the time, so it is specifically based on the place. So all the things which you see in this light blue or aqua color, this is specifically based to the place. So here you can see 19 minutes 36 second it is. So okay, let me put it as 19 minutes then 36 seconds. Okay, so next it is the minus. Actually, this is one thing which we need to note. It is minus 19 degree. Okay, because yes, because we are lagging behind, right? Because we are behind it, so we'll have it as 19 degree 19 minutes 36 seconds. And for correction of place, that is what is the amount of correction, we have it as 0 minutes 2 seconds. So there is 2 seconds correction also, which we have to note, and this is a positive one. So we can actually, okay, I can put it as minus here, and so that I can show you here as 19 minutes 36 seconds. Okay, so here it is 2 seconds correction. So this is correction for place. Okay, let me make it like this. Okay, so it looks better now. So LMT correction is 19 minutes 36 seconds and correction for place is 2 seconds. Now let's go for the correction for year and Anamsha correction. Now based on the details which we have got here, which we have taken here, so based on that we have to find it in the table of ascendants. So the year correction which we have to follow. So this is a modern method of calculation. So let me clarify it in the beginning only. So usually in the scriptural way, that is entirely different. So this is a scientific and a modern method of calculation of the horoscope, which I'm actually conveying here. So correction for the year, which we have to note from the table of ascendants, from this table where, okay, table 2 in page number 4 we have here in this book which I have. So here 2024, sorry, 2020 is the year. So for 2020 it is 3 minutes 42 seconds. So 3 minutes 42 seconds is the correction for year. Then Ayanamsha correction we have to note from the same book, and that is, so Ayanamsha correction which we have to note from the same time, from the same book. So it comes in the page number 6. Actually, we have the table by name Ayanamsha correction itself. So here, if you can see, it is 2020. For 2020 it is 1 minute and 9 seconds. So if we take up the same, so yeah, so it is minus, okay, I have to put minus 1 degree and 9 minutes. Okay, so because usually Ayanamsha correction will be in degree and minutes. So Ayanamsha correction is 1 degree 9 minutes. So we have it like this here. So if we take it for the 2020 year, so these are the details which we have now loaded here. So this is the data bank. So in ascendant or Lagna calculation also we have 5 parts. So in the first part we have to note down the data bank. So with the 3 details which we have received, we have to note down the lat and long, then LMT correction, place correction, and then the year correction, then Ayanamsha correction. So after we do this here, then next we have to go through the LMT from ZST or LMT from IST. So as this is an IST, because we know that this is IST, so we can directly go here. So as I know that it is IST, I'm directly going. So what is the time of birth in IST format? I have to arrive at the LMT, local mean time, with the given time of birth. So it is 17 hours in Bengaluru, but in as per the standard time, what is the actual time is what I have to arrive at. So for that, I need to have a time of birth. So time of birth would be 17 hours. So I will put it as 17 hours. So it is 17 hours. Then LMT correction. So it is 19 minutes 36 seconds. So I have to deduct the 19 minutes 36 seconds from the time of birth. So when I deduct the 17 hours minus 19 minutes 36 seconds, it will be like 60 minus 36 is 24. Then 60 minus 19 is 41, but already we have loaned 1 here, so it will be 40. Okay, so yeah, then comes 17, so it will be 17 only. Okay, 17 minutes 36 seconds. So 17 minus 19 is 41. 17 minus 19 is 40. Okay, so yeah, then comes 17, so it will be 17 only. Okay, so then comes 17, so it will be 17 only. Okay, so sorry, it will be 16. So it will be 16 hours 40 minutes 24 seconds. So now when we have noted it is 16 hours 40 minutes 24 seconds is the LMT of birth. Then we have to apply the noon correction, that is 12 hours of noon correction which we have to apply. So no matter when it is the PM birth or in the AM birth, we need to have the 12 hours deducted. So when we deduct the noon, when we apply the noon correction, so we can see here, so it will be 24 minutes and 40 minutes 24 seconds 40 minutes, then it is 4 minutes, sorry, 4 hours here. So this is what we arrive from the difference from noon. So this will be the LMT at birth. So I hope things are a bit clear now. Okay, so now let's go ahead with the next part. So once we arrive at the LMT at birth, 4 hours 40 minutes 24 seconds, next we have to go for correction for increase in time interval. So for correction for 4 hours and for 40 minutes 24 seconds is what we have to arrive at. So these things also comes from the table of ascendants. So to get the things from table of ascendants, so here we have to go and refer to the correction in time, correction for the time interval. So it is mentioned here, when the moment is after the noon, the increased time interval is to be added. So that's the reason whatever it is we need to add here. So because the time of birth was after the noon, so we need to add the time, and if it was before noon we had to subtract. So now because we have already, even though we have applied noon correction and all, and because it is considered as the evening, that is after the noon, we have to add for 4 hours and for 40 minutes 24 seconds. So for hours, that is for 4 hours it is 0 minutes 39 seconds. Then for 40 minutes 24 seconds it is around 7 seconds, because 42 minutes we don't, and the previous one is 36 minutes, so it is approximately closer to 42 minutes. So that's why I am actually considering the 7 seconds. So I am taking directly as 7 seconds. So now because I have taken here, I have to add up all these things, that is this portion of time and this 3. So 24, 39 and 7, it will come up to 70. So I will write only 10 here and I'll carry forward the 1 here. So it will be 41 minutes. Okay, and next here I will be taking the same hours, because there is no correction in hours for this time or any time for that matter. So 4 hours 41 minutes 10 seconds. So it is mentioned that because of the wobbling motion of the earth, we will have some amount of increase in time interval, and that's the reason we perform this step. So I hope things are a bit clear till here. So I don't see yeah, Sunita, this will be recorded and I'm traveling. Okay, I'm traveling and internet is fluctuating. Yes, definitely this is recorded and it will be available. Yeah. So to show here, so for 4 hours I have taken in 40 minutes and have arrived at the increased time interval, which I'll be considering as a has in the mathematical equation. We consider one line has A and B and then we add up. So that's what I'm trying to do here as well. So to tell now in Kannada. So in ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಏನೇನು ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ತಗೊಂಡೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ LMT ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಂಡೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ನಾವು ಜಾಗ ತಗೊಂಡಿದೀವೋ ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಕಾಲಮಾನಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಆ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ಲಾಂಗಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ಅದ್ ನಾವು ತಗೋಬೇಕು, ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಆ ಜಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ LMT ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಮೀನ್ ಟೈಮ್, ಸೊ ಆ ಸ್ಥಳದ ಕಾಲಮಾನ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಕಾಲಮಾನ ಒಂದು ಉಜ್ಜಯಿನಿ ಹತ್ರ ಹಾದು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ 82 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ 30 ನಿಮಿಷ ಇರೋದು. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಸಮಯ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ 77 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ 36 ನಿಮಿಷ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೂ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಡಿಮೆ 5 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ 4 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ 54 ನಿಮಿಷ ಹತ್ರ ಅಷ್ಟು ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸೊ ಖಂಡಿತ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲೂ ಸಹ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇವೊಂದು ಇಡೀ ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ಸಮಯ ನಾವು ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು, ಬಟ್ ಅದ್ರ ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಮೀನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ನಾವು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಏನೇ ನಾವೀಗ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವ್ ಏನ್ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತೀವೋ ಅದು ಉಜ್ಜಯಿನಿಯ ಕಾಲಮಾನದ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಾವು ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಬರ್ತ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದಾಗ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಮೀನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೇಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಮೀನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ 19 minutes 36 seconds ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಹಿಂದೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗಿಂತ ನಾವು ಹಿಂದೆ ಇರೋದ 19 ನಿಮಿಷ 36 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಹಿಂದೆ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಈ ಸಮಯ ನಾವು ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಬಂದು 2 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಯರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಯನಾಂಶ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ನಾನು ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಬಂದು ಎಫಿಮೆರಿಸ್ ಇಂದ ಈ ಅಕ್ವಾ ಕಲರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಬ್ಲೂ ನೀಲಿ ಕಲರ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದು, ಈ ಆರೆಂಜ್ ಕಲರ್ ಇರೋದು ಬಂದು ನಾನು ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಆ ಪುಸ್ತಕದಿಂದ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾನು ತಗೊಂಡು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಬಂದು ಏನು 17 ಅಥವಾ 5 ಗಂಟೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಸಂಜೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು 24 ಗಂಟೆ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಟೈಮಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕೊಂಡೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ LMT ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ತೆಗೆದು ಹಾಕೊಂಡೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ 12 hours ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನೂನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಐ ಡಿಡ್ ದಟ್. ಸೊ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಇಂದ ನಾನು ಈ 19:36 ಇದು LMT ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಮೈನಸ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಹಿಂದೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಟು ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ 17 hours ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ LMT ಅಟ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 16 hours 40 minutes 24 seconds ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಂಜೆ 5 ಗಂಟೆ ಅಂತ ಸೆಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ ಅನುಗುಣವಾಗಿ ಅಂತಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಮೀನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಈ ಮಗು 5 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಅದು ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ 5 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅದ್ರ ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಆ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು, 4 ಗಂಟೆ 40 ನಿಮಿಷ 24 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನೇ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು. ಅಂಡ್ ನೂನ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಹಾಕ್ಲೇಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು AM ಆಗ್ಲಿ PM ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಬರ್ತ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೇ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಲಿ ಆ ನೂನ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ 12 ಗಂಟೆ ನಾವು ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕಳೆದಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೋ ದಿಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ LMT ಅಟ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಥಳೀಯ ಕಾಲಮಾನ ಎಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು ಆ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ನೂನ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ 4 ಗಂಟೆ 40 ನಿಮಿಷ 24 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಬಂತು. ಸೊ 1 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಈಗ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನೇ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಫಾರ್ 4 hours 0 minutes 39 seconds ಇದು ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಇದು ಭೂಮಿ ಅದರ ಒಂದು ವಾಬ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಮೋಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ 4 minutes 4 secondsಗೆ ಯೂಶಲಿ ಅದು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ ನ ನಾವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೋಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಈ ಪುಸ್ತಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಡಸ್ ಒಬ್ಟೈನ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೈಡಿರಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಸೈಡಿರಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಯನಾಂಶ ರಹಿತವಾದಂತಹ ಕಾಲಮಾನವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಲಗ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಯಾವತ್ತು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯೋದೆ ಸೈಡಿರಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಮೂಲಕನೇ ನಾವು ಲಗ್ನ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ ವೇದಿಕ್ ಅಸ್ಟ್ರಾಲಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಸೈಡಿರಲ್ ನ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅಯನಾಂಶವನ್ನ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ನಿರಾಯಣ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ. ಸೊ ಸೈಡಿರಲ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ನಿರಾಯಣ. ಸೊ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದಟ್ ಐ ಅರೈವ್ಡ್ ದಟ್ 4 minutesಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 0 minutes 39 seconds ಅಂತಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ನೋಟೆಡ್ ಡೌನ್ ದಟ್. ಅಂಡ್ 40 ನಿಮಿಷ 24 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಗೆ ಬರೀ 7 seconds ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ 7 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ನ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಈ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಮೀನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಟ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ನನಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಮಗು ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಸಮಯ ಇತ್ತು, ಇವನ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ನೂನ್ ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನದಿಂದ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಏನ್ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು ಆ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಈ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಾಕಿ ನನಗೆ ಈ ಸಮಯ ಬಂತು 4 ಗಂಟೆ 41 ನಿಮಿಷ 10 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಈ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಸೈಡಿರಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಮಂತ್ ಡೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಇಯರ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನೋ ಆ ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಈ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಸಹ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸೈಡಿರಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿರಾಯಣ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇತ್ತು ಆ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ಸಹ ನಾನು ಆರೆಂಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇದನ್ನ ಸಹ ನಾನು ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಂದಾನೆ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಲಗ್ನ ಆಧಾರಿತ ಒಂದು ಈ ಪುಸ್ತಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಸೈಡಿರಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂತ ಟೇಬಲ್ 1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ತಿಂಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲಾ ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು 1900 AD ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ತಗೋತೀವಿ. ಯೂಶಲಿ 1900 AD ಇಂದಾನೆ ನಾವು ತಗೋತಾ ಇರೋದು ಈಗ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಈ 1900 AD ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಆಮೇಲೆ 2024ನೇ ಇಸ್ವಿಗೆ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀವಿ, ಅಥವಾ 20ನೇ ಇಸ್ವಿಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 120 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು. ಸೊ ಆತರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು 1900 AD ವರೆಗೂ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು, ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂತು ಅದನ್ನ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀವಿ. Okay, so next now I'll continue with English because sidereal time calculation I had stopped till correction for increase in time travel interval. So now continuing with English, continuing in English for sidereal time calculation. So I'll again refer back to table of ascendants. So in this book, in the table 1, we'll have the sidereal time for all the months and days of 1900 AD. So the calculation goes off in a way that from on 1900 AD year, so what would be the sidereal time, that is as per the Nirayana. So what was the time for at 12 hours noon LMT, and that we will note here, because we always note on at the noon what was the time. So based on that, when we actually consider here, and then we'll add the 120 years or 140 years as per the year of birth. So now taking the standard number for 1900 AD on 25th of April, because our birth date is 25th of April, so we have to consider the same. So here 25th of April, if we consider on 1900 AD, so it will be April 25th. So it will be 2 hours 11 minutes 16 seconds. So you can see here 2 hours 11 minutes 16 seconds. So for 2 hours 11 minutes 16 seconds, I'll note down here. So the sidereal time on April 25th 1900 AD. So let me make it here 04 25. So 1900 AD, it was, or let me write it as like this, April 25, 1900 AD, it was 2 hours 11 minutes 16 seconds. Now I have to put the correction for place and correction for year. So 2 hours 11 minutes 16 seconds was the sidereal time. So based on the place of birth and based on the year of birth, I have to apply the correction for place and year. So for place correction, I've already noted it has 2 seconds. So I have to note down the same here. So it is 2 seconds. And it is a positive one. So it is good. Then again, correction for year is 3 minutes 42 seconds. So this is also positive. So I'll put it as 3 minutes 42 seconds. So once I put it off like this, then I have to add it up and have to put it as B. Because see, I have taken from 1900. From there, based on the year, I came to 2020. Then based on the place, I came to the right time. So whatever the result is available now, which will be available after this, that will be the right time. So if you see 60 seconds, it will be. So 60 seconds make 1 minute. So I'll putting it as 0 and I'll carry forward 1 minute here. So it will be 15 minutes. Okay. Then it will be 2 hours here. So 2 hours 15 minutes will be the B. So I have noted down A and I have noted down B. So this I have to add it up here. So I've already put a formula. So that's why it is already available here. So 6 hours, 57 minutes, 10 seconds. So this is the sidereal time which has already arrived. So just have to add A and B here. Okay. Because Bengaluru, the place of birth is in northern hemisphere, I don't need to do any further calculation. Suppose it was Wellington, that is Australia, New Zealand, kind of any places, then I had to add 12 hours if the place of birth was in southern hemisphere, because Australia, New Zealand is in town. So it was Brisbane, Melbourne in Australia, or even Wellington in New Zealand. Then I had to add the 12 hours. So I don't need to do any of these things. So 4 hours 41 minutes and 2 hours 15. So if I add, I get a sidereal time, that is 6 hours 57 minutes 10 seconds. So this is the sidereal time at Bengaluru at so and so date and so time as per the noon correction. So I am getting the 6 hours 57 minutes 10 seconds. Suppose if this whatever product or the answer we would have got, if it had exceeded 24 hours, then we had to deduct 24 hours. But we are not facing any of these issues. So as I mentioned before, this is a very simple example which I am showing it. So if you have any doubts or encounter any issues, you can actually connect with me later, which can actually help you. And now let's go ahead with the next set of calculation. So before that, I'll cover this part also in Kannada once. ಸೊ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ನಾನೀಗ ಸೈಡಿರಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ನಾನು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ದಿನ ಏಪ್ರಿಲ್ 25ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು 1900ನೇ ಇಸ್ವಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಆ ಟೈಮ್ ನ ಈ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ನೋಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಯರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಹಾಕಿ 2020ನೇ ಇಸ್ವಿಗೆ ಅದು ಅವಾಗ ಸೈಡಿರಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಸಹ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ನ ನಾವು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನೋಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ 2 seconds ಅಂತ, ಅದು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಇಯರ್ ಕೂಡ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನೋಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಅದು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ 3 minutes 42 seconds ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನೇ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ ನಾನು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಇದು ಸಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನೋಡಿ 2 hours 15 minutes ಅಂತ ಬಂತು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 60 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಬಂತು. ಸೊ 60 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ 1 ನಿಮಿಷ ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾನು 0 ಹಾಕೊಂಡೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, 15 ಬಂತು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಬಂತು. ಸೊ ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾನು ಬಿಗೂ ಅರೈವ್ ಆದೆ. ಸೊ ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕಲ್ ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಎ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಿ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್, ಇದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್. ಈ ಎರಡೂ ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ನಾನಿಲ್ಲಿ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಲಗ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಮೆಥಡ್. ಸೊ ಇವೆರಡನ್ನು ನಾನು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಏನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೋ ಇದೇ ನನಗೆ ಸೈಡಿರಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ at Bengaluru, that is at the place of birth, at the date of birth given, at the time of birth given. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೋಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತಹ ಸ್ಥಳ ಬಂದು ನಾರ್ಥನ್ ಹೆಮಿಸ್ಫಿಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಏನು ಅದರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇದೇನಾದ್ರು ಇದು ಸದರ್ನ್ ಹೆಮಿಸ್ಫಿಯರ್, ದಕ್ಷಿಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರೇಲಿಯಾ, ನ್ಯೂಜಿಲೆಂಡ್ ಅಂತಹ ದೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಂತಹ ಖಂಡಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಾವು 12 ಗಂಟೆನ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಅದೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅದರ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್, ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಇದು ಆದಷ್ಟು ಸರಳವಾದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಈಸಿ ಆಗಿರೋ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಸೊ 6 ಗಂಟೆ 57 ನಿಮಿಷ 10 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಸೈಡಿರಿಯಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಥವಾ ನಿರಾಯಣ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಕಾಲಮಾನ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂತಹ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ಹುಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಮಗುಗೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ವೈದಿಕ್ ಜ್ಯೋತಿಷದ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಏನ್ ಬಂದಿದೆಯೋ ಈ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಲಗ್ನವನ್ನ ಕಂಡಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಗೇನ್ ನಾವು ಈ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಏನಿದೆಯೋ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತೀವಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ 6 ಗಂಟೆ 57 10 ನಿಮಿಷನ ನಾವು ನೋಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಈ 6 ಗಂಟೆ 57 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಐ ಆಮ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಸ್ವಿಚಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್. ಸೊ from table of ascendants I have to find out the nearest latitude, and for that what is the hourly interval here. So because I know it is Bangalore and it is 12 degree north, so if you see here it is 12 degree north, so I am taking it here. So for 12 degree north at 6:57 minutes, this is what I have to find. So I have it here as 4 minute difference. So in the 6 hours I have 5 hours 6 hours 56 minutes and 7 hours 0 minutes. So I have taken this interval because 6 hours 57 minutes is between 6 hours 56 minutes and 7 hours 0 minutes. So when I note down 7 hours 0 minutes and 6 hours 56 minutes, for that what is the sign, degree and the minute, all the three I have to note down. So the sidereal sign, degree and the minute. So yeah, sign is nothing but the Rashi. Okay, so whatever number it would have given, that means that this amount of Rashis it has already passed. So we say it as sign passed. So if I have to read this as 5 sign passed 21 degree 56 minutes, like this I do read this. So here it is mentioned for 6 hours 56 minutes and 7 hours 0 minutes. For 7 hours 0 minutes it's mentioned as 5 degree 21 minutes 56 seconds, and that's what I have noted down here. And similarly for 6 hours 56 minutes it is 5 sign past 20 degree 56 minutes. That means it has already crossed 5 signs, that is Mesh Rashi, Rishabh Rashi, Mithun Rashi, Karkatak Rashi and Simha Rashi. All these 5 Rashis are passed and now it is in the Kanya Rashi. So Lagna is somewhere between the Kanya. So we have now already reached at the stage where we are now aware that somewhat it is in the Kanya Lagna. Somewhat it is in the Kanya. It is Lagna is in Kanya. So now we have to find out where it is exactly in Kanya, because every Rashi will have 30 degrees. So where in between that Kanya Lagna is what we have to note down. So to note down that, now I will see from the, because I have noted down here. So what is the difference between these 4? So there is a time interval difference of 4 minutes. So every 4 minutes the data is given. So for 4 minutes the difference, if it is 60 seconds, so I'll use the same ratio proportion method. So for 4 minutes here, if it is the difference is the 60 minutes here, as per this 60 minutes, because this minute is different, this minute is different. Please don't get confused for it. This minute is different, this minute is different. This minute is 60 seconds, this minute has something else. So both are not one and the same. Okay, so for 4 minutes if it is 60 seconds, then what it is for 1 minute. Why? Because from 6 hours 56 minutes, if I have to arrive at 6 hours 57 minutes 10 seconds, I have to add 1 minute and then I have to add 10 seconds. Okay, so for 1 minute how much I have to note down? So for that I have put a formula here. So D40, this cell into 60 divided by 4, so it will give me 15 minutes. For 4 minutes if it is 60, then for 1 minute it is 15. So it's a natural simple calculation. So it is 15 minutes. I will note down it in one side. So there is no 0.123. So no worries of it. And similarly for 10 seconds I also have to note down, because even second is also important. So for 4 minutes, if it is 60 seconds, then how much it is for 10 seconds, that also have to note down. So when I do that, I'll get it as 150. So what is this 150 seconds? Because 10 into 60 by 4, so both were in minutes. So when it comes like this, 10 into 60 divided by 4, so both 10 and 4 were minutes, so minute gets cancelled and 60 had seconds, so that will actually remain. Okay, so for seconds, I will say that for 150 seconds it will be 2 minutes and 30 seconds, because 60 120 will become 2 minutes, and the remaining 30 seconds is what I have noted here. So 15 minutes, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, so total 17 minutes 30 seconds we need to add it to the 5 hour 20 minutes 56 minutes. 5 sine past 20 degree 56 minutes, because 6 hours 56 minutes sidereal time, we have this sine degree minute as per the Kundli. So 5 hours, 5 sine past 20 degree 56 minutes. Then I have to add this 15 minutes. Then I have to add this 2 degree 30 minutes. So when I add all of this, then I arrive at the tropical time, or the time which is with the ayanamsha. Okay, so it will be 5 hour 21 minutes 13 5 sine past 21 degree 13 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, so now for this I have to deduct the ayanamsha. So what is the ayanamsha correction which we had noted down, so that we have to actually take it here. So ayanamsha correction was 1 degree 9 minutes. The same 1 degree 9 minute I have to note here. So 1 degree 9 minute, and it was a negative because we have to deduct the ayanamsha any point of time, because we don't use ayana. So that's why ours is a nirayana and western method is a sayana. So we had used the same sidereal nirayana method only till here. So but it hadn't got deducted ayanamsha. That's the reason it was like a tropical time. It is not completely tropical time also. It was kind of a tropical time because ayanamsha was not deducted. So now with the deduction of ayanamsha, this becomes the proper sidereal degree in the zodiac, sidereal time in the zodiac, that is in the Bachakra. So it is 5 sine past 20 degree 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So now when we consider here, so we don't have to apply any more corrections for this place because it is in the northern hemisphere. Suppose it was in southern hemisphere place of birth, then we have to put plus or minus 6 signs correction because it's in the southern hemisphere. So we have a different method of calculation in the modern methods. So this is bit different. So I'm just mentioning for your purpose. So when we see this, the answer would be 5 sine past, means it will be Kanya Lagna. Then it is 20 degree and 4 minutes 30 seconds. So this will be the actual what to say, the point in the Kanya where the Lagna is actually rising. So the Lagna rising of the baby, which is born on April 25th, 2020, 17 hours in Bengaluru, will be in Kanya Lagna, 20 degree 4 minutes 30 seconds. So this is what we have arrived from the calculation. Okay, so now let me finish in Kannada also. So ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಇಂದ ನಾವು ಹತ್ತಿರದ ಒಂದು ಈ ಜಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಹತ್ತಿರದ ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಿದೆ ನಾವು ಅಂತ ಸೈಡಿರಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ 6 hours 57, 6 ಗಂಟೆ 57 ನಿಮಿಷ 10 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಆ ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ 7 ಗಂಟೆ ಒಂದು ತಗೊಂಡೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ 6 ಗಂಟೆ 56 ನಿಮಿಷ ತಗೊಂಡೆ. ಸೊ 7 ಗಂಟೆನಲ್ಲಿ 5 ಸೈನ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ 21 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ 56 ಈ ತರ ಇತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಏನಿದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೈನ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇದು ರಾಶಿ, ಎಷ್ಟು ರಾಶಿಗಳನ್ನ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಅದು ಈ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗೋಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಳೆದು ಹೋಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಈ 7 ಗಂಟೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ 5 ಸೈನ್ ಕಳೆದು ಹೋಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೇಷ, ವೃಷಭ, ಮಿಥುನ, ಕರ್ಕಾಟಕ, ಸಿಂಹ, ಈ 5 ರಾಶಿಗಳು ಕಳೆದೋಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಈ 5 ರಾಶಿಗಳು ಕಳೆದು 21 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ 56 ನಿಮಿಷ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಈ 7 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇರೋದು 6 ಗಂಟೆ 57 ನಿಮಿಷ, ಅದನ್ನ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಒಂಚೂರು ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇರೋದು 6 ಗಂಟೆ 56 ನಿಮಿಷ. ಸೊ ಇವೆರಡು ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೀಳೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾನು 2 ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಸೊ 6 ಗಂಟೆ 56 ನಿಮಿಷಕ್ಕೆ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಸಹ 5 ರಾಶಿಗಳನ್ನ ಅದು ಕಳೆದೋಗಿತ್ತು. ಮತ್ತೆ 20 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ 56 ನಿಮಿಷ ಕಳೆದಿತ್ತು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ 4 ನಿಮಿಷದ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ 60 ನಿಮಿಷಗಳ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ, ಈ ಭಚಕ್ರದ 60 ನಿಮಿಷ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಈ 4 ನಿಮಿಷ ಬೇರೆ, ಈ 60 ನಿಮಿಷ ಬೇರೆ. ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ, ಇದೇ ಬೇರೆ ಅದೇ ಬೇರೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ನಮಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇದೆ ಈ 4 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ಸೊ ನಾವು 6 ಗಂಟೆ 56 ನಿಮಿಷದಿಂದ 6 ಗಂಟೆ 57 10ಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಅವಾಗ ಈ 6 ಗಂಟೆ 56ಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು 1 ನಿಮಿಷನ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ 10 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ನ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ 6 ಗಂಟೆ 57 ನಿಮಿಷ 10 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನೇ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅವಾಗ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, 4 ನಿಮಿಷಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 60 ನಿಮಿಷ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1 ನಿಮಿಷಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ. ಅವಾಗ 1 ನಿಮಿಷ 60 ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ 4 ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ 15 ನಿಮಿಷನ. ಸೊ 15 ನಿಮಿಷ ಬಂತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಹಾಗೇನೆ 10 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ 4 ನಿಮಿಷಕ್ಕೆ 60 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ 10 ಇಂಟು 60 ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ 4 ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ 150 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂತು. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ 150 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಮಿನಿಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಿಷ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಗೆ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 2 ನಿಮಿಷ 30 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಬಂತು. ಸೊ ಈಗ 15 ನಿಮಿಷ 2 ನಿಮಿಷ 30 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಈ ಮೂರನ್ನು ನಾನು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರುವಂತಹ ಟೈಮಿಗೆ ನನಗೆ 6 ಗಂಟೆ 57 10 ನಿಮಿಷದ ಸೈಡಿರಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇತ್ತು ಭಚಕ್ರದ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಮಿನಿಟ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒಂದು ನಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ 5 ಸೈನ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ 5 ರಾಶಿಗಳನ್ನ ಕಳೆದಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದು ಕನ್ಯಾ ರಾಶಿ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಲಗ್ನ ಬಂದು ಈ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಯಾ ಲಗ್ನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತ, ಕನ್ಯಾ ರಾಶಿಲಿ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕನ್ಯಾ ರಾಶಿಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟನೇ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಯಾವ ನಕ್ಷತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಕು ಅಂದಾಗ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದೇ 15 2 30 ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ 5 ಸೈನ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 5 ರಾಶಿಯನ್ನ ಕಳೆದು 21 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ 13 ನಿಮಿಷ 30 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹಾಕೋತೀವಿ. ಇದು ನಮಗೆ ಅಯನಾಂಶ ಸಹಿತವಾದಂತಹ ಸಮಯ ಇದು. ಸೊ ಅಯನಾಂಶ ರಹಿತವಾದ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಯನಾಂಶ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವೇನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ನೋಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀವೋ 1 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ 9 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ 5 ಸೈನ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ 20 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ 4 ನಿಮಿಷ 30 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟನ್ನ ನಾವು ತಗೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಕುಂಡ್ಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಅದು ಕನ್ಯಾ ಲಗ್ನ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಂಥ ಮಗು ಇಂಥ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದಾಗ ಅದು ಕನ್ಯಾ ಲಗ್ನವಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಮತ್ತೆ 20 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ 4 ನಿಮಿಷ 30 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್, ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಬರುವಂತಹ ಇದು ಲಗ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಮಿನಿಟ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇಷ್ಟು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಆರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಲಗ್ನ ವಿಚ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟೆಡ್. So now let's go ahead with the planetary calculation. So it only took 40-45 minutes. That's fine. So we have now arrived at what it is Kanya Lagna. So when we go here, so I have already plotted the North and South Indian Kali, I mean the blank kundlis. So the Lagna in South I have to note down. In North Indian I don't have to note down. Have directly taken it from a paint program. So putting the numbers. So how different North and South kundli is that here rashis are fixed, bhavas will move based on lagna. We can actually plot, and here in North Indian kundli rashis will keep moving and the bhavas will remain same. So lagna will always come in the center this side, and first house, second house, third house, fourth house, like this we have to count. But here from the lagna we have to note down, and then you have to count on 1 2 3 4. So both have different advantages and disadvantages. So now it is not the objective to discuss which is good or which is better, but I'm giving both of them for my audience or for my viewers actually convenience. So now let's take it to the planetary calculation. So when I have already got to the Kanya Lagna, so the next thing of the planetary calculation, I have to drive it from the ephemeris. So now majorly to calculate Lagna, we had used ephemeris very little, and we had used table of ascendants more, because that's why the book name is Table of Ascendants. Now I have to more and more use ephemeris, because it will have the planet position. As the book name says, Indian ephemeris of planets positions according to the Nirayana or sidereal system. So now coming here from the sidereal system, so what was the planetary position on the day of birth of this baby, so which we have to note down. So on 25th of April, so if we just observe the date of birth here, it's 25th of April 2020. So it is in the evening 17 hours. So that is in between of 25th of April to 26th of April. Why? Because in this book, whatever the timings or the degree notations are given for all the planets, that is given based on the UTC time of 0 hours or Indian Standard Time of 5 hours 30 minutes. Okay, so that's the reason we have to actually bring it to the 5 hours 30 minutes lesser than that. So whatever, we have to bring it to the 0 degree UTC minutes. So based on the zonal standard time. So here it is Bengaluru, which is in India only. So has the baby is Indian born. So we have to deduct the timing difference to the GMT, Greenwich Meridian Time. So now if we consider that, then we will have to take here 17 hours, 0 minutes, 0 seconds, and whatever the time, 5 hours, 30 minutes, I have to deduct here. So when I deduct, I get it as 11 hours, 30 minutes. So for this 11 hours, 30 minutes, I have to note down what is the mean time. Okay, that is for this 11 hours, 30 minutes, what is that ratio? So motion to calculate the motion of planets. So I get it as 690 minutes because 11 hours and 30. So I have calculated it as 690. So for 690, it is 0.4791667. So this is the one which I have got the ratio. Now I have to fill out all this. So because it is between 25th and 26th, because whatever the timing is given here, that is at the 0 hours of 25th April and 0 hours of 26th of April. So between that, the birth of the baby has happened. So that's why I need to consider the between time. Okay, so for that also I have to use the ratio proportion. So that's the reason I have noted down both the time. So for on 26th of April 2020 at 0 hours, this was the planetary motion. That is the position of the planet. So here on 26th, it is given as 0 sign past. So even sign is given. So it is completely now sign, degree, minute, seconds. Okay, so only for sun and moon we note down minutes and seconds along with Rahu, Ketu. But for other 5 terrestrial planets, that is Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, we don't note down the seconds. It's just the minutes. Okay, but if you want to note down seconds, you are welcome to do that. So here, if I see here, it is 0 sign past, 12 degree, 5 minutes, 28 seconds. So that's what I have put it off here, 12 degree, 5 minutes, 28 seconds. And for 25th of April, the previous day, it will be 11 degree, 7 minutes, 02 seconds. That is again 0 sign past. So it is easily understandable that as it is April born, after 14th of April, sun will be in Mesh Rashi. So it will be 0 sign past. That is, it has not even covered even one sign also. So definitely when it is 0 sign past, it will be Mesh Rashi only. So that's the reason I have taken April only, so that people don't get confused with sign, because usually it is observed that people get confused with the 0 sign, first sign or second sign. So 0 sign past 12 degree 5 minutes and 28 seconds, and 0 sign past 11 degree 7 minutes 2 seconds. So when we calculate what is the daily motion of the planet in 24 hours, because in one day sun how much it has covered, I can get it as 58 minutes 26 seconds. So generally, or a standard motion of a planet like sun for a day is 1 degree per day. But now on this day, particular day, we can see that it is 58 minutes 26 seconds. Again, speaking astronomically, sun doesn't move. It is the motion of earth which we are denoting for sun, because earth is through earth, when we see it appears to be sun is transiting, but it's the earth which is moving. So this 58 minutes 26 seconds is the transit which we are noting as per the Bachakra zodiac for sun. Okay, now similarly we note down for moon also. So for moon also it is mentioned here, that is for 26th of April, it is 1 sign past 14 degree 21 minutes 48 seconds. And for Mercury, it is 1 sign past 02 degree 8 minutes 46 seconds. And then we can arrive at the difference of one day. So we know that moon stays in one nakshatra for one day, and one nakshatra span is 13 degree 20 minutes. And we can see it is bit closer to here, because 13 degree 20 minutes is the span, and it is 12 degree 13 minutes, so which is somewhat 80 to 90% of it. So the motion on this day, it is almost 80 to 90% of the standard motion. So both sun and moon, it is a bit lesser time compared to the standard time, so which is actually good to note actually. And then similarly for Mercury, Venus, and Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and all, I have already noted down here. So what is the time for 26th, as well as what was the for 25th? So we arrive at the difference for planetary motion. So Mercury, we knew he will move around 3 minutes or 2.5 minutes per day. So it is almost close to 2 minutes. So it is at the right motion. Similarly, Venus also, it is one sign. Sorry, you ignore the sign here, because sign will remain constant here. So the position for Venus, the motion for Venus is also 34 seconds here, 34 minutes here. Then for Mars, it is 42 minutes on a day. And for Jupiter, it is 4 minutes. And for Saturn, it is 1 minute here. So usually Saturn takes 5 minutes and Jupiter takes 12 minutes. And it is Mars bit 1 degree almost, like 45, it's 45 minutes or 50 minutes, almost close to 1 degree, but almost generally it is coming somewhat near. So this is kind of an acceptable, I can say, because Saturn and Rahu have similar kind of motion. So Rahu is keeping up to the standard motion time, so which we can see here. Usually Jupiter is considered as 10 to 12 minutes, but here it is, we can see it is a bit slowed down. So that's something which we have to note here, that Jupiter was not atichari or very fast moving. It was a bit slow moving planet in 2020. Okay, so of course we had COVID also during that time. So these are the daily motion of planets in 24 hours. So now to repeat the same in Kannada. So ನಾವು ಈ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಲಾನೆಟ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ನೋಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಎಫಿಮರಿಸ್ ನ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಿ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಎಫಿಮರಿಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ ಇದು ಪ್ಲಾನೆಟರಿ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ನ ಡೇಟಾ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ ಇದು. ಸೊ ನಿರಾಯಣ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮಗು ಹುಟ್ಟಿರೋದು ಏಪ್ರಿಲ್ 25ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಸಂಜೆ 5 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ. ಸೊ ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಪುಸ್ತಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ದಿನದ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗಿನ ಜಾವ ಸೂರ್ಯೋದಯದ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅದ್ರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ GMT ಟೈಮ್ ಇದೆಯೋ 0 hours UTC ಅದ್ರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ 25ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಏಪ್ರಿಲ್ 0 hours ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ 11 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ 7 ನಿಮಿಷ 2 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಇದ್ದ ಅಂತ. 26ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಏಪ್ರಿಲ್ ಮಾರನೇ ದಿನ ಅದು 12 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ 5 ನಿಮಿಷ 28 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಈ 2 ದಿನದ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಡೈಲಿ ಮೋಷನ್ ಒಂದು ದಿನದ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಆ ಒಂದು ದಿನದ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಇಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನ ಒಂದು ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಕೂಡ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಅಟ್ 5:30 AM IST ಅದನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ, ಸೊ 5.5 ಗಂಟೆ ನಾನು ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅದನ್ನ UTC ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ GMT ಟೈಮ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದಾಗ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡೇಟಾ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರದು UTC GMT ಟೈಮ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಇದು ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 0.4791667 ಅನ್ನೋ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಬಂತು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮೋಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಲಾನೆಟ್ಸ್ ಬೈ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಫಾರ್ 11 hours 30 minutes per 24 hours. ಸೊ 24 ಗಂಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿ 11 ಗಂಟೆ 30 ನಿಮಿಷಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಗಿದೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಕಂಡಿಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ 0 hours ಇಂದ 0 hours ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಈ ಮಧ್ಯದ ಬರೋ ಟೈಮ್ ನಾನು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 5 hours 30 minutes ಇದ್ರಿಂದ, ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ 5:30 ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 5:30 ಈ ತರ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದ್ರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಬಂದಿರೋ ರೇಷಿಯೋಗೆ 0.4791667. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇವಾಗ ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ವಿತ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಫಿನಿಶ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಮೇಲೆ ಈಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇಷ್ಟು ಹೋಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಒಂದಿನಕ್ಕೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಕಂಡಿಬೇಕು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಡೀ ದಿನ 58 ನಿಮಿಷ 26 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 11 ಗಂಟೆ 30 ನಿಮಿಷಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಖಂಡಿತ ಇದು ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಅರ್ಧಕ್ಕರ್ಧ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ 24 ಗಂಟೆಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಡಿಮೆ 11.5 ಗಂಟೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 0.50 ಬರುತ್ತೆ ರೇಷಿಯೋ. ಸೊ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಅಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ 28 minutes ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ 58 ಅರ್ಧ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 29. ಸೊ ಒಂಚೂರು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಅಂದಾಗ 28 ಬರ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಲುಕ್ಸ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೇನೆ ನಾವು ಚಂದ್ರನ್ಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಾನು ಮಿನಿಟ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ ಈಸಿಯರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೈ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಸಹ ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ನಾನು ಸೂರ್ಯ ಚಂದ್ರರಿಗೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಬುಧ ಶುಕ್ರ ಇವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ಈಸಿ ಇದೆ. ರಾಹುಗೆ ನಾವು ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈಲಿ ಮೋಷನ್ ಬಹಳ ಎಚ್ಚರಿಕೆಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇದು ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಚಲಿಸೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಆಗಿದ್ರು ನಾವು ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಸೊ 6 ಗಂಟೆ 18 ನಿಮಿಷದಿಂದ ಅವ್ನು 6 ಗಂಟೆ 13 ನಿಮಿಷಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ತಗೋಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ನು 6 ಗಂಟೆ 13 ನಿಮಿಷದಿಂದ 6 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ 8 ನಿಮಿಷಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿರೋದು. ಸೊ ಅದು 4 ನಿಮಿಷ 52 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು. ಸೊ ನಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ತರ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಮೇಲೆ, ಸೊ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಆನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಮೇಲೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ಮಿನಿಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಮಿನಿಟ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈಡ್ ಬೈ 0.47. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 58 ಇಂಟು 60, 58 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ, ಸೊ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ 58 ಇಂಟು ಓಕೆ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 26/60 ತಗೋತೀನಿ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಮಿನಿಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ನ ಮಿನಿಟ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ 58.433 ಬಂತು. ಈ 58.433 ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾನು 0.479166 ರೇಷಿಯೋಗೆ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಐ ಗೆಟ್ ಇಟ್ as 27.9999. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಅದು ಅಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿಮೇಷನ್ 28 ನಿಮಿಷ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸಪೋಸ್ ನನಗೇನಾದ್ರು ಮಧ್ಯದ ಒಂದು ಬಂದಿದ್ರೆ, ಈಗ ನಾನು ಈ ಚಂದ್ರನ್ಗೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ, ಚಂದ್ರನ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅದು. ಸೂರ್ಯ ಚಂದ್ರ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಬುಧ, ಶುಕ್ರ, ಕುಜ, ಗುರು, ಶನಿ, ರಾಹು, ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವೇ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಅದು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಫಾರ್ ಅ ಟೈಮಿಂಗ್ ಕನ್ವೀನಿಯನ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ಕಟ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಅವಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು 12 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ 13 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ 2 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ 12 ಡಿಗ್ರಿನ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಇಸ್ 12 into 60 plus 13 plus 2/60, ಓಕೆ 733.03 ಇಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು ನನಗೆ. ಚಂದ್ರ ಒಂದು ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ 733 ನಿಮಿಷ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾನೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಈ 733 ನಿಮಿಷ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದ್ ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ 11 ಗಂಟೆ 30 ನಿಮಿಷಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದಿಲ್ಲ, ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ನಾವು ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಇದನ್ನ ಗುಣಿಸಿದಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ 351 ನಿಮಿಷ 25 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ 351.25 ಅಂತ ಬಂತು ನಮ್ಗೆ. ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು 351 ತೆಗಿತೀನಿ, ಅದು ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಆದ್ರಿಂದ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಈ 351 ನಾವು 351 ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಬೈ 16 ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ 5.85 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ 5 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಅದು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ 350 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ 1 ಡಿಗ್ರಿಗೆ 60 ನಿಮಿಷ ಆಯ್ತಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಚಕ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಆ 1 ಡಿಗ್ರಿಗೆ 60 ನಿಮಿಷ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ 5 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ 5 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕೊಂಡೆ ನಾನು. ಅಂಡ್ 5.85 ಮೈನಸ್ 5 ಬಂದು 0.85. ಸೊ 0.85 ಇಂಟು 60 ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದು 51 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ 51 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ನನಗೆ ಹಾಕೋಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 51 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಾನು ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಅಂಡ್ ಈ 0.2451 ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದನ್ನ ನಾನು 60 ಗೆ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀನಿ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ನೋಡಕ್ಕೆ. ಸೊ ಇಂಟು 60 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 15 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ 14.70 ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು 15 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕೋಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಈ ತರ ನಾನು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಸೈನ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಗಿದೆಯೋ ಆ ಸೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಆನ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಏನ ಹಿಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ನಾನು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಸೈನ್ ನಾವ್ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇಡ್ತೀವಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ 5 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ 51 ನಿಮಿಷ 15 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು 11 ಗಂಟೆ 60 ನಿಮಿಷಕ್ಕೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಲುಕ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ ಫೀಸಿಬಲ್, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ 12 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 11:15 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ 5 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಅಥವಾ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 6 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ವರ್ಗ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅದು ಇಸ್ ಫೀಸಿಬಲ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಮೀ ರಿವೀಲ್ ದಿಸ್. ಸೊ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಇದೇ ತರ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಗ್ರಹಗಳಿಗೂ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಸೊ ರಾಹುಗೂ ಸಹ ಅವರು 4 ನಿಮಿಷ 52 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಗೆ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿ 1 ನಿಮಿಷ 5 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂತು. ಸೊ ಅದು ನೋಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇಷ್ಟಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇದು ನಮ್ಗೆ 11 ಗಂಟೆ 30 ನಿಮಿಷಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿರೋದು 25ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೊ 25ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಬೆಳಗಿನ ಜಾವ ಎಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 11 ಗಂಟೆ 30 ನಿಮಿಷಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೆ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ 0 ಅವರ್ಸ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇದು. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡ್ 11 ಅವರ್ಸ್. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ನಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ 17 ಗಂಟೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಂಜೆ 5 ಗಂಟೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ GMT ನಲ್ಲಿ 11:15 ಗಂಟೆ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ, ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನ ಹಿಂಗೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಬೆಳಗಿನ ಜಾವ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 5:15 ಅಂತ ಈ ಸಮಯ ಇದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಸಂಜೆ 5 ಗಂಟೆವರೆಗಿನ ಟೈಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅನ್ನಕ್ಕೆ. ಸೊ ಇವೆರಡನ್ನ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹಿಂದಿನವರೆಗೂ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು ಟಿಲ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಇಷ್ಟು ಕಾಲದವರೆಗೂ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ 11 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ 35 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, 2 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಚಂದ್ರ ಬಂದು ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ 8 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ 0 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ 1 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಯೂಶಲಿ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ 7:59 ಆಗ್ಬೇಕದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇದು ಒಂಚೂರು ಚಂದ್ರನ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಂತೂ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನಾನ್ ನೋಡಿದಾಗೆ. ಸೊ 7 hours 59 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ತಗೋತೀನಿ ಯೂಶಲಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು 14 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಇದು ನಾವು 14 ಅಂತಾನೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದೊಂಚೂರು ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೌಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 51 ರೌಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅದಾಗಿರೋದು ಆತರ. ಸೊ 59 ಬರ್ಬೇಕಿದೆ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಯೂಶಲಿ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ. ಸೊ 7 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ 59 ನಿಮಿಷ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಧನಿಗೆ ನೋಡಿ 70 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂತು. ಅವಾಗ ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನ 11 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕೋತೀನಿ. 70ವರೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 ನಿಮಿಷ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕೋತೀನಿ. ಇದು 1 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕೋತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, 1 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ 11 ನಿಮಿಷಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಬುಧ. ಹಾಗೆ ಇದು ಏನದು ಶುಕ್ರ ಸಹ ನೋಡಿ 75 ಇದೆ. 75 ನಾನು 15 ಅಂತ ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 22 ಅಂತ ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ. ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಇದೇ ತರ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಸಮಯನು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಯಾವ್ದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ 60ಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೇಲಿರ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅಥವಾ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಮೇಲಿರ್ಬಾರ್ದು, 30ಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೇಲಿರ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ಒಂದ್ ರಾಶಿಲಿ 30 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ, 1 ಡಿಗ್ರಿಗೆ 60 ನಿಮಿಷ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಐ ಗಾಟ್ ದ actual position of all the planets at this time 17 hours ಗೆ IST ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು ಅನ್ನಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲಾನೆಟರಿ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಸಿಕ್ತು. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಈಗ ಕುಂಡ್ಲಿಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು. So now let me explain this in English. So we have noted down the motion of planets by ratio and proportion method. That is, for 24 hours we arrived at what is the daily motion. So now we have to find out what would be the motion of planets at the for 11 hours 30 minutes. So how this time works, let me tell you. So based on the time which is given here, so which we have noted down the position of planets. So this is either for 0 hours UTC time, GMT time, or 5 hours 30 minutes of Indian Standard Time. So this 5.5 hours of difference, what is there, that we have to deduct from the time to arrive at the UTC, or we can directly take this time also. But taking this direct 17 hours will confuse us. That is, in the whole 24 hours, for 17 hours, how much it is we have to see. It is like, this is 5 hours 30 minutes of 26th April, and this is 5 hours 30 minutes of April 25th. So if we take it as 17 hours, then we have to find out from 5 hours 17 hours how much is the 5 hours 30 minutes. So that's what the calculation I have done here. So that is, the time of birth is 17 hours, but the standard time is 5 hours 30 minutes. So between that, how much time is there? That is the 11 hours 30 minutes. So in this 11 hours 30 minutes, how much the planets have moved? Because we have the position of the planets at exact 5 hours 30 minutes, okay, Indian Standard Time, and we want to know what was the position at the 17 hours, because for the time of birth. And that's the reason we have to take the ratio proportion method. So we have identified how many hours has passed from the during the 5 hours 30 minutes of standard time. So from there, morning 5 hours 30 minutes to time of birth, this was the time, that is 11 hours 30 minutes. So we want to find out what would be the position of the planets at 11 hours 30 minutes. So we have already noted down the daily motion of the planet in this 24 hours. For the whole 24 hours between 25th and 26th, this was the motion. We can't take off any other days, because every day the planetary motion will differ. That's the reason we have to take for that day itself, based on the date of birth or the time of birth. Okay. So now if we are considering that, then we arrive at the motion of 0.4791667, which is the ratio here, with which we have to multiply the daily motion. That is, for one whole 24 hours, if it is moving 58 minutes 26 seconds, then what will be for 11 hours 30 minutes? So we have the ratio, so we have to multiply this with this. So 58 minutes and 26 seconds. So I'll convert everything to minutes here. So it is plus 58 plus 26 by 60. Okay, and this 58.433 minutes, which is a daily motion of sun on this day, multiplied by the 0.4791. So if you generally look also, for 24 hours, if it is traveling 58 minutes, then we need for 11 hours 30 minutes. That is almost half of it. So that's the 0.479166 has ratio also looks ideal. So like this also we can verify it actually. May not always we have to do it in mathematical way. Like this we can verify also. So if I consider that for one day, if it's 58.433 minutes is the daily motion, then for 11 hours 30 minutes, it is 27.999 minutes. So which we can take approximately has 20 minutes, 28 minutes. Okay, so I have noted down the same here. Similarly, I will note down for moon also. So what happens for the moon? Moon has different. See, what happens for all the planets, there is a sign past. So which we won't touch. So moon is one past sign, that is it is in Vrishab Rashi on that day. And for Mercury, it is 0 sign past, that means it is in Mesh Rashi along with sun. So it is very easily understood. As it is April born, definitely sun would be in Mesh Rashi only. So and Mercury is also in the same almost near, which is quite understandable, because in Vedic astrology it is easily noted as per astronomy also that Mercury will be very near to sun. Mercury, Venus are near planets to the sun. So in astrology also we have noted down that Mercury cannot go 27 degree away from sun, or Venus can never go 47 degree away from sun. So that means wherever sun is placed, one sign ahead or behind Mercury should be there. And similarly, Venus also should be either 2 signs ahead or 2 signs behind. That is, if sun is in Mesh Rashi, Mercury can either be in Meena Rashi, Mesh Rashi, or Vrishab Rashi. Similarly, if sun is in Mesh Rashi, Venus can be in either Kumbha Rashi, Meena Rashi, Mesh Rashi, Vrishab Rashi, or Mithun Rashi. It cannot be anywhere else. That is, all of them are inner planets. So if you see from geocentric position, all of them are inner planets, and that's why they can never be opposite. So sun, Mercury, Venus can never be opposite to each other. They have to be in the same plane. Okay, now let's see here. So for moon, as I was discussing, so it should be 12 degree 13 minutes 2 seconds was the daily motion. So now I have to convert everything to minutes here. So 12 into 60 plus 13 plus 2 by 60 I'll do, because I've converted all the things into minutes. So 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes as per this. Okay, then here it is 13 minutes and here 2 seconds. So when I convert it everything, and I arrive at 733. Okay, so 733 which I have taken, so I have to make the 733 divided by 60, because I have to identify how much is the actual movement. So it will be okay. So I have to multiply 733 into 0.4791667. So it is 351.25. So this 351.25, here I have to take only 351, because 351 is the minutes here. So I have to first put it as what? Okay, so 351 I have to convert into degrees. So when I convert here, so it will be 5 hours. Then here, so okay, even if I make it as 30 also, the results would be almost the same. So it won't change. So okay, it will change. So 351. So divided by, okay, yeah, it is the same actually. Yes, it will be the same. So it will be 5.933, because why I did change it here, because 1 degree is 30 minutes. So in Bhachakra, so I'm applying the same method. Sorry for the confusions, but 1 degree 30 minutes we have to take. So it will be 5 and 0.933. So 5 hours, I have 5 degree, I have put it here. And for 0.933, so it will be, okay, 1 second, is equal to this minus 5. Then equals 0.933 into 60. So it will be 56 minutes. Okay, so similar answer we are getting, so it shouldn't be a problem. So similarly, so it will be 50 minutes here, then 14 seconds. So we have to arrive. So then we have to do for other planets as well. So but when we are doing for Rahu, we have to be a bit careful, because it is 6 degree 8 minutes 37 seconds. It is from 6 degree 13 minutes 29 seconds. It is going to 6 degree 8 minutes 37 seconds, because it is Vakri, always moves Vakri or retrograde. So it will be it will be lesser amount. The upper one will have the lesser amount. So we have to deduct considering the time. That is, from 13 degree 29 minutes, how much is the 8 degree 37 minutes? So it will be 4 minutes 52 seconds. So that's the reason I've highlighted special as yellow here. So then we will convert it to the required amount of time, and then whatever time we have taken for 25th of April, okay, for this we add this time. Okay, so when we add for this time, how much we get will be the actual position of all the planets on 25th of April at 17 hours IST, because all of these are what, at the 5 hours 30 minutes in the morning, how much was the planetary position, or at 0 hours UTC, what was the position, plus the amount of hours when which we have calculated here. If we put that, it will arrive at the 17 hours IST of April 25th. So that's what we have arrived it here. So when we arrive at it will be, for sun is at 0 sign past 11 degree 35 minutes 2 seconds, and moon is at 1 sign past 7 degree 59 minutes. Then Mercury is at 0 sign past 1 degree 11 minutes, and similarly so this is what we have arrived at. There will be little bit of second differences in moon and sun, which we have to ignore, because we have taken a ratio proportion method, and that's why the seconds and the moon seconds will not be accurate, because we have not taken till the nth decimal, which our calculator will show. So that's why there will be differences in the seconds in both sun and moon. But for all other where we don't consider the minutes, consider the seconds, it should not be a problem. So minute also will here and there, because of, again, for number rounding off. So when we take here, so it will be, this is how the positions of it. So we have to read it as sun is in 0 sign past 11 degree 35 minutes 2 seconds, and moon is in 1 sign past 7 degree 59 minutes, which is in Vrishabh Rashi. So now if we try to see how it is actually from the software method, that also I'll show you. But first I'll try to plot the kundli, that is I'll write it in the South Indian way, because North Indian, you can see it is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have already put from the Lagna, because in North Indian kundli, Babas are fixed, Rashis will change. So this is the Lagna here. Here, Rashis are fixed, Babas will change. So this is the Lagna. So from here, if I note down, Sun is in 0 sign past 11 degree 35 minutes. Okay, so 0 sign past 11 degree 35 minutes means it will come in Mesh Rashi, because 0 sign, it's not at covered 0 signs also, that is it is in the first Rashi only. So it will be like 0, 1, 2, 3. I have just noted down number telling this is the first Rashi. Okay, so don't get confused for this as well. Next, for moon. So for moon, it is around 1 sign past 7 degree 59 minutes. So moon will come in Vrishabh Rashi. So moon is exalted on that day, and sun is also exalted. I think I took the date of Akshay Tritiya. I think unknowingly I took it. So good time. I did not look for that, and I just chose a random date. It could be an Akshay Tritiya also. Let's see that later. Based on the degree, we can actually find out. So then next, Mercury is in 0 sign past 1 degree 11 minutes. So it has to come in Mesh Rashi only. 0 sign past Mesh Rashi. So I will note down here Mercury. Okay. So it is in Mercury 1 degree 11 minutes. Then Venus is in 1 sign past 22 degree 15 minutes. So it is in here. That is okay. So 1 sign past 22 degree 15 minutes. So it will be in Vrishabh Rashi. So Venus in its own place. So moon is exalted, sun is exalted, Venus in its own Rashi. Okay. A good day I have chosen. I'm proud of it. Next, this is Mars is 9 sign past 23 degree 42 seconds. We'll take it as 41, 42. Okay. So which is 9 sign past means it will in Capricorn. Okay. Mars is also exalted. Amazing. So like this it is. Then similarly, and Jupiter, Saturn also we have to note down. So Jupiter is in 9 sign past 2 degree 32 seconds. So Jupiter is also coming to 9 sign past. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 sign it has passed and it has come to 10 sign. Okay, Jupiter is also with Mars here. So Jupiter, Mars are together. Jupiter is debilitated here. Mars is exalted here. Next, let's come to Saturn. Because both Mars and Jupiter are in Saturn's Rashi, and now Saturn only is the planet left along with Rahu. I mean, when we wrote down Rahu, opposite will be the Ketu. So Saturn is also in 9 sign past 7 degree 37.5 minutes. Yes, because in 2020 Saturn was in his own Rashi, which is again Capricorn. So again, this is Saturn also. So we can see all the 3 outer planets in Capricorn. All the inner planets are in the Mesh Rashi, Vrishabh Rashi. Okay, so now we have noted down all these 7 planets. Now we have to note down Rahu and Ketu. So when we know Rahu position, it becomes a bit easier to note down Ketu. So Rahu position is 2 sign past 6 degree 14 minutes 34 seconds. That means Rahu is in Gemini or in Mithun Rashi. 2 sign past means Mesh Rashi it has covered, Vrishabh Rashi it has covered, and Rahu is Mithun Rashi. So Rahu is placed in Mithun Rashi. And next comes the Ketu. So if Rahu is present in Mithun Rashi, so diagonal opposite Rashi, that is in the 9th Rashi, that is 8 sign past, should be the Ketu. So same degree Ketu will also have, because Rahu is 2 sign past 6 degree 14 minutes 34 seconds. Ketu will be 8 sign past 6 degree 14 minutes 34 seconds, because both of them are 180 degree apart, and that's why we can note down Ketu here. Okay, so Ketu and Rahu will be here, and I'll mark it as yellow to just notify that both of them are Vakri. So this is the Kundli which we have plotted. So we can see here Lagna is here. So in the 5th house, these 3 planets are there. Ketu is in 4th house, Rahu is in 10th house. In 8th house, Sun and Mercury is there. So Lagna Lord Mercury is in the 8th house, and along with the 12th Lord Sun, and 9th Lord is in 9th house along with the 11th Lord Moon. So it is a very good. So hopefully this should be the Akshay Tritiya Tithi only, because Sun, Moon, when both of them are exalted, it is the Akshay Tritiya Tithi. So now Saturn, Jupiter, Mars is 5th house. So there's a Mars also exalted. So 3 planets are exalted in this Kundli. So Mars is exalted, Sun is exalted, Moon is exalted, and what else to say? Yeah. And in one school of thought, Rahu is considered exalted in Gemini and Ketu is considered exalted in Sagittarius. So it's a good day, and Saturn is his own house. Jupiter is debilitated, and Venus is in own house. So there seems to be a good kind of positions on this day, which I have randomly chosen. I did not have the idea of it. So now, has I plotted the kundli here, now let's try to see what it is in the actual software. So let's try to verify that. Okay, so I have already plotted here. So this is the Parashara light which I'm using. So 25th of April 2020, 17 hours in Bangalore, as I have taken the time here. Okay, so you can see the same time, these 3 times I have entered, and I have clicked OK. So let me first again do it from first, so that people will not have any this one. So here, if I put for the baby which is born, any baby, male or female, it doesn't matter. So 2020, then April, then it is 25th April only. So then it is 17 hours, then 0 hours, 0 minutes and 0 seconds, and Bangalore. So I'll put it manual and modify the lat long, because it's bit different. 12 degree 58 minutes north it is, and 77:36 it is. So I'll put it OK, and I'll then click on OK. So I get it. Yeah. So we had already find out it is Kanya Lagna. Here you can see it is Kanya Lagna, and that's what you can see here, Kanya Lagna. And I'll show it in the South Indian also. So it's a Kanya Lagna here. Okay. Next, 20 degree 4 minutes 30 seconds is the time we got. Here it is 19 degree 45 minutes. So there is some amount of difference in the minutes. Around 15 minutes we are a bit lagging, or 15-20 minutes. So this is quite fine. I mean, not too much, but there could be some approximation which we would have taken in the up that would have resulted to this, but we are close to it. Okay. And next, coming to the planetary positions here. So here you can verify. So Lagna was here, yes, and Rahu was here, Ketu was here. That's amazing. Rahu was in 6 degree 14 minutes. So here it is 6 degree 11 minutes. Again, as I mentioned, 2-3 minutes here and there, we will have this. So Rahu Ketu positions are fine. Even the degree is fine. Next, coming to the Venus and Moon, which is in the 9th house. Then Sun and Mercury is in the 8th house. Then Jupiter, Mars, and Saturn are in the 5th house. So we have plotted the Kundali. So this is actually, we can see it very clearly. And now if you want to verify the degrees also, I'll show here. For Sun, it was 11 degree 35 minutes 2 seconds. And we can see it perfect, 11 degree 35 minutes 2 seconds. Seconds, definitely it will be different. Then for Mercury, it was 1 degree 11 minute 1 second for Mercury. I'm showing here. And similarly, it was 1 degree 11 minutes here. Then Moon, it was 7 degree 59 minutes. So we have 7 degree 59 minutes here. Then for Venus, it was 22 degree 15 minutes. It is 22 degree 16 minutes. So it has just started. So seconds of difference, I can say. Then Mars has 23 degree 41 minutes. And here we can see 23 degree 41 minutes. It's also perfect to the point. And for Jupiter, it was 2 degree 32 minutes. So 2 degree 32 minutes. It is exact to the point. Then Saturn, it was 7 degree 37 minutes or 38 minutes. So it was 7 degree 37 minutes. And we can see here it was 56 almost. So that only shows it was almost close to 38. And that's why we got 37.5 and all. So that's here. And we can say for Rahu, we have already noted down. So this is how we can verify. So people who want to verify from North Indian also, you can see Jupiter, Saturn, Mars in the 5th house, Venus, Moon, Sun, Mercury, Rahu, Ketu. So let me try just seeing the calculation perspective here. So it was yes, it was Akshay Tritiya. Oh, nice. So randomly I took this date and I was not knowing that is Akshay Tritiya. So just I edited the month and year, and 25th I took it as 25th. So I have taken a good day. I'm happy over it. So randomly I did choose, and it was Akshay Tritiya. So on the day of Akshay Tritiya, the baby is born. Okay, let me make it female only. It will look much more. It is a Saturday on that day. So we can see here. So just it doesn't make any difference. Just showing that male or female, it doesn't make any difference. So this the Kundali will remain same. So based on this, the Navamsha, Dashamsha, Trimshamsha, and all is calculated. So this is how we calculate the Kundali. I hope people have understood. ಸೊ ಟು ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ. ಸೊ ಇದೇ ತರ ನಾನು ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ನಾನು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಬುಧ, ಸನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸೂರ್ಯ ಬುಧ. ಓಕೆ, ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪುಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಬುಧ ಶುಕ್ರ ಚಂದ್ರ ರಾಹು ಕೇತು ಲಗ್ನ ಗುರು ಶನಿ ಕುಜ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟು ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಹು ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇತು, ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ದ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಶೋನ್ ಇಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ಯು ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಸೈಸ್. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಖಂಡಿತ ಲೈಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈನ್ with whatever the video clarity I have, so please pardon me. So kindly consider this as a good attempt and do give your feedback also. And if any other date of birth which you want to calculate, let me know. So this was the simplest calculation for an Indian born baby which I have done. So if you like, it's good, or at least provide a feedback. So that's it for the day. Thank you and have a good day.